here with my friend Brittany. She is a filmmaker now, and she made a horror movie that was called The Priest, but she changed the name to Alma Solitaria. And I wanted to ask her why she did that. Why did she change the name?
Because we found that there was a Mexican movie called The Priest that just came out a few years ago.
Oh, really? That's the reason why? Okay. Okay. I thought maybe it was because you're the star, you're the director and the producer and the star, maybe wanted top billing. That had nothing to do with it? Okay. I'm here with my friend Brittany, and she is consenting to a video interview for her. Consenting to a video interview for the movie project she's on, and I wanted to ask her. You're doing this. The whole thing is in Spanish with English subtitles. Is that correct? And you don't know Spanish. What gave you the crazy, amazing idea to do a movie in Spanish?
Well, all of my actors and crew are in Mexico, so.
Yeah, we're good, sir. We're just
They only come here to socialize and to enjoy the beautiful view.
That's right.
Can you stay over there because they don't want to see us?
Famous Dantanas. Thanks, guys.
She say they want to enjoy the view, not us.
Cheers.
Very true. That's funny. Oh, that's good. But why though? I mean, you could have easily embarked on a movie project in L.A., in New York, and even in NOLA. Well, why did you choose Mexico City, and why did you choose this story of Alma Solitaria, formerly called The Priest?
Well, as you know, I was living in California around the end of the last year of the pandemic, and then when that was over, everything fell apart. So I had nothing going on here, and my life was over, pretty much.
Would it be correct to say you were on the rebound?
On the rebound, yeah.
Was that really the stimulus?
Oh, I'm sorry?
Was that the stimulus for doing the story where you did it?
Well, because I just left and I decided just to get away from everything, and I went to Mexico because I always wanted to visit Mexico City, but I never had a real reason, like a job or any friends or anything there. So I just said, fuck it, this is my time to go visit. So I just went for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to pick up this idea that I had a long time ago that I wrote the synopsis when I was living in Barcelona.
What year?
It's about 7 years ago. So whatever that is, minus 2023.
So it's been lingering around.
Yeah. At that point, I had only written one scene. So when I went to...
Which one?
It's a scene where the girl, the main character, and the priest... At this time when I had written, I didn't write it in Spanish or anything. I wasn't even thinking about where it would be. It's a scene where they meet in a diner. Kind of like a diner like in what's that David Lynch movie with the famous diner scene?
Uh-huh.
Kind of like that, two people sitting across from each other having like a really bizarre conversation.
Almost like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of movies, this restaurant was famous for it's been in many scenes, I think.
I can see that.
And it's Harry Dean Stanton this was like his favorite movie. I mean, favorite restaurant. Anyway, I'm always confident. What made you pick that story though? It's like it's sort of a revenge story, isn't it? I mean, where like the priest is a bad guy. I don't want to give away the plot, or maybe we could do some spoilers, but I mean, it seems like she,
the priest he's mysterious and he's unorthodox, and you don't quite know what he's up to. You know, he has his motives that are unclear. And yeah, there's some elements of revenge. I mean, he, in a way, he's symbolic of pretty much anything in society you might want to get revenge against.
Any man.
So, yeah, I mean, just being, the symbol of, control over people, whether it's religion or governments or whatever it is.
Did you get any pushback of Mexico being a very Catholic, very religious kind of?
The movie hasn't come out yet, so.
But as far as
know.
But as far as getting people to be involved, did you get any pushback?
No, I had quite a few people in the movie who were, had faith, and they weren't upset by it. Something that I explained to them that I would explain to an audience is that it's not necessarily anti-religion, it's anti-people using power for the wrong reasons. So I think a real person with faith would also be against that. If they were truly a believer, they wouldn't want their precious thing to be used for evil, which is what it's used for often.
What did you draw from as far as material? Because from what I take it, you're not a church-going person. You weren't raised in the church.
I was raised atheist.
So how did you get the background info for it?
Just paying attention to extreme things over the years. It's got really quiet. And I was actually, when I was writing some of the prayers, I would look, I was listening to these audiobooks that I would find on Amazon and stuff with crazy preachers talking about how to force demons out of your life, and I would find kind of the most intense sort of batshit crazy audiobook preachers, and I would listen to those while I was cleaning my house or doing my dishes, and just pick up.
Just relaxing.
Yeah, pick up little.
Relaxing the crazy batshit preachers.
I had really thin walls too, so I know that my neighbors were probably like, "Wow, she's into some weird shit."
Down in Mexico City, huh?
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
What did you use for the editing or film video processing app? What did you use? Was it Premiere or
to make the trailer?
Just to do the movie. How are you doing it?
I'm not editing it myself. I'm going to be in the market for an editor when I finish, but I want to find somebody really interesting and really good, and somebody who understands how to edit suspense and how to pick the best parts of performance and disguise things, just a really good editor, because I don't have that type of mind for editing video. I mean, I know when something's good when I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, I can tell that was maybe the editor's decision, because it's a certain mindset that they would edit a film that way, but I'm not going to be doing it myself. I'm going to be in the room the entire time. I want Final Cut. I want to be there for everything. I'm not just going to hand it over to somebody, but I'm going to have somebody else give me their.
Do you know what they used as far as an application, or is that
what
the wrong word?
Use?
Yeah, is that the wrong term
I think
to
they
use?
use all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I've never been in a professional editing studio.
Okay.
I mean, you have people that, for smaller projects might just edit at home, but I kind of want to do it in a studio. I don't, after going through this whole process and years of work, I'm not gonna just skimp on an editor. I want to find somebody
Makes sense.
good, and maybe in a studio who has equipment.
Not the same person that did your trailer, because the trailers are not great.
Oh no, he's great. Yeah, but that was just a small project that we did. He's actually never even edited a trailer before. That was his first time. I know that he's good at that stuff, so I asked him. But as far as editing a feature film, I want the experience, somebody who has a lot of experience doing it.
Brittany does studies to fund her movie, and what is
it's Robert Rodriguez.
What are these studies like?
His mariachi, but by doing a medical study years ago.
Oh, really?
They paid a lot less back then.
Robert Rodriguez did that? Is that how you got the idea?
No, but I found out about it in the study, because you meet all these people that do this, they do the circuit of it. And I was talking to one guy, he has a podcast or something, and he was like, I told him I was trying to fund a movie. And he said, "Oh, you know that's how Robert Rodriguez made mariachi."
Really?
He did.
The partner of Quentin Tarantino. A buddy of Quentin Tarantino's.
Well, yeah, they did like one movie together, right? They did the Grindhouse.
I think they also did the one where they went down to Mexico.
From Dusk Until Dawn.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was involved. Yeah, I guess he was.
They're buddies. They're both from South Bay, LA, right?
Rodriguez is from Austin.
Oh. Well, Tarantino is. Tarantino's from my town, Redondo, Torrance.
Yeah.
So you've been. I figured it was because you're such a famous art model that you're used to being studied. so you're like getting paid big bucks now for being in medical
Well, I just
study.
didn't. I never would have realized it. I had my life not fallen apart. Like, what was it? 2 years ago? It's like a year and a half.
You left San Diego at the end of spring or early summer 2022.
Yeah, so that's like a year and a half. And I was looking for jobs, and I just saw this thing come up, and it was like, make thousands of dollars, and I thought, of course, you think it's a scam. A lot of people think it's a scam because it seems too good to be true. And then other people are like, no, I would never do that. That's dangerous. And of course, I'm like, I don't give a shit.
It's your second study or third?
This would be my fourth.
Wow.
In 2 years.
Wow.
Because they're not that easy to qualify for. I mean, you really have to. Everything has to be perfect on that day.
They do a physical,
There's something
pre-physical.
I've gotten turned down for three of them because my blood work was slightly off or something or other.
You're hyperventilating, having a hysterical fit.
No, I mean, if anything
You're
is slightly off, like your EKG for your heart or your blood pressure or your white blood cells are a little low because maybe you just got over the flu, anything, then you're out.
But you're funding this first movie.
Partially.
It's your first movie.
Yeah, probably more 2/3 of it is coming from that. I don't think I'd be able to do it if I didn't have those, getting that check,
Good money, like $9,000, $10,000 That's a good check.
Yeah, but I've told so many people about that, and they're like, no, it's like you would think unemployed people would jump at a chance like that, but most people are like, that's weird, I don't want to do that, or they always have second thoughts and they never end up doing it. Because you can get referrals, like if you refer somebody, you can get like from $100 to $1,000 depending. One place, it depends on the place, like.
Oh, really?
But I referred a couple people who were just like, oh, I'm having a rough time, and I'm like, well, I don't know, I do this thing, and they look into it and they never end up doing it. It's like too weird.
So after this one, if all goes well, and it goes off without a hitch, you will have funded your movie.
No.
Halfway.
Halfway
to. Okay. You clicked off for a second. So if all goes off without a hitch in this next run, you will have accomplished half of what you have left on the goal price to finish the movie.
Yeah, I'll be at about 50% of funding.
So let's just talk numbers. You had said one time that you needed $15,000 to finish the movie. I think
that's not accurate. I think I need 20 to finish it, not including post-production. And then I need about 5 to live on for 3 months. I need money to live on during pre-production, which is like 3 months.
All right, well, let's say I was Santa Claus. I was Merlin the Magician. I could wave my magic wand and
25 would be nice.
If you had that money now, what is the barrier? What is the next hurdle? What is the next step that you need to do, pay for money-wise? And with this movie, is it the editing of what you have?
You mean once it's finished? Once it's finished shooting?
No, what is the money for now? What's holding you back money-wise? What do you need the money for?
Cinematographer. My lead actor, 2 of my lead actors are on flat rates, and then everybody else is included in the daily budget, which is about to feed and pay everybody is about $1,500 a day, including drivers.
A lot of money for Mexico City.
Well, it's not that cheap, but it's, I mean, you have I have a makeup artist and special effects artist, sound people. You got a crew plus maybe 30 people on set, so you got 3 meals a day, and location. Sometimes you have to pay for locations, you have to pay for drivers, so it adds up pretty easily. I mean, that's a pretty low budget actually for a movie.
Oh yeah.
So